What's up, YouTube? I'm G Infinite. Today I'm going to be discussing Carnage. I'm going to talk about two different types of Carnage. I'm going to talk about the newest Carnage, who builds the figure, the monster Venom. I'm also going to be talking about Carnage, who builds the figure Green Goblin. And I'm also going to be discussing Toxin, who's the son of Carnage. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoy this episode. Alright, the first figure I'm going to be discussing is Marvel Legends Spider-Man Carnage. This comes with the Build-A-Figure Green Goblin. I like this Carnage. I like what they did with the black on the red, because the black makes the muscles stick out. Even though Carnage has more of a slimmer look, those tones of black really make Carnage pop out. Definitely, for those of you that know, Carnage is a black and red figure. He is or was one of Venom's opponents, and also Spider-Man. And Carnage, a little bit of a background story, was known as Cletus Cassidy, and he was also in prison with Venom at that time. So this figure, really cool figure. This is Carnage. For those of you that don't know a little bit about Carnage, he is a crazy, deranged person who does not have any remorse for anything or anyone. And of course, eventually he runs into Spider-Man and Venom, and they're able to isolate him and take out the symbiote that takes over the body of Carnage. So what I like also is what they gave this Carnage in the back. He has almost like the appearance of the symbiote coming out and swirling all over. So it has a lot of cool swirls on the back, as you can see. And also, if you notice on the bottom of the legs, he has like the Carnage symbiote coming out, which gives it a really good look. Like what they did with the head sculpt. If you look at the head sculpt, really nice look to the head sculpt. Made him look just like Carnage. Carnage usually has the mouth open. He's either screaming or enraged. So a really good look to Carnage. Like the hands, as you can see, the hands are getting a lot bigger, because when Carnage decides, the symbiote decides to take over, the hands kind of extend, the fingers extend on the hands. And you know, this Carnage is really well done. This is by Hasbro. This is from the Spider-Man wave, and this is the Build-A-Figure Green Goblin. The next figure I'm going to talk about is Toxin. This figure I found cool in its appearance because they gave him a dark red on the legs, and as you can tell, the legs are a little bit more dull than the chest. The chest has almost a brighter red to it, but the hands and legs have like a darker red. Toxin, for those of you that don't know, is the son of Carnage, and Carnage came from Venom, so he's considered the son of Venom. So this is a really cool Toxin. I like what they did with the face, very different. He looks a lot more like a villain. The face, definitely, you can tell he's up to no good. This is Toxin, the son of Carnage. Definitely like what they did with the eyes. They gave him almost that yellow inside the eye with the black that spreads out, as you can see right there on the side of the skull. And the teeth, very sharp, very cool. They also did the same thing that they did with Carnage. They made like the symbiote coming out of his back, as you can see. Some of the symbiote is showing. And he's also from the spawn of Symbiote. Those of you that might have seen the series Planet Symbiote, you'll know that there's different types of symbiotes that take over. Venom has a symbiote, and so does Carnage. So these are symbiotes that have taken over. Based on their personalities, they might be able to fight the symbiote, but the symbiote, what it does, it becomes a host to that person. Like Cletus Cassidy, he always had bad intentions. So when the symbiote took over, he became worse. So this is Toxin from the Spider-Man series. He's also part of the Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. I definitely like what they did with him. They made him a lot more buff than they did Carnage, because Carnage has a slimmer body. but Toxin is definitely buff, almost like a Venom. Really, really nice touch to Toxin, like the different paints that they gave him, the bright reds to the dark reds. Really, really cool look to Toxin. And this is done by Marvel Legends Hasbro. Now, this figure is the newest Carnage. This is by Marvel Legends Hasbro. And this figure builds the monster Venom. This is Cletus Cassidy with the face, the actual face sculpt. They never did this before, but this time they decided to go with who Cletus Cassidy is. For those of you that don't know, he's a deranged madman who broke out of jail around the same time as Venom and decided just to start going on a killing spree. He's extremely dangerous. And yeah, Cletus Cassidy is one of the worst opponents for Spider-Man and Venom. But of course, when they teamed up, they were able to take down Cletus Cassidy, who we know as Carnage. Now, this figure that I like a lot because they actually made the hand sculpt go into like the weapons that the symbiote usually sculpts. Usually, when he's in battle, Carnage can throw anything out of his hands because the symbiote becomes part of his body, so it can throw many things. And not only that, but Carnage creates usually an axe kind of appearance to take out his opponents. Carnage, being very violent, can create many different things, many different weapons based on the symbiote that has taken over the body. For those of you that don't know, the reason why they call Carnage the son of Venom is because he came from the symbiote of Venom. So this is Cletus Cassidy, and I like what they did with the hand. Like I said, they gave it the weapon on the right hand, and if you look on the left hand, you can see that his claws are a lot longer because the symbiote is coming out or forming in part of his body. And I like what they did with the black and red. Very similar to the Spider-Man Wave one. They gave the black like kind of like a look to make his muscles stick out because he has more of a slender look to him. And another thing that I like about this Carnage is the back part that's detachable. So you can either detach it or put it on based on how you want to pose him. It's a really nice look. Definitely like the fact that they gave him an interchangeable head. However, since I have another Carnage, I'm going to keep this Carnage with the actual head sculpt that they gave him as Cletus Cassidy. And so you guys can take a better look. I'm going to go ahead and keep him this way. Since I do have the Spider-Man version Carnage that forms Green Goblin, I'll leave that one with the actual Carnage head sculpt. But this one, I'm going to keep him with the Cletus Cassidy head sculpt. This is just a really good look to Carnage, and I like that they gave him that bright red this time around, and they gave him the accessory of a weapon on the right hand. So this is Carnage by Marvel Legends Hasbro that comes with the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure part. I'm G Infinite. Please subscribe, hit us with a like, and definitely hit that bell for the next notification. I will be discussing Venom very soon. So I'm G Infinite. Peace out, YouTube.